No more excuses. No more putting things off until tomorrow. No more settling for mediocrity. From this day forward, we become obsessed with success. Look around you. What do you see? A world overflowing with possibilities and potential. A vast canvas upon which you can paint the masterpiece of your dreams. And yet, so many of us sleepwalk through life shackled by self-imposed limitations and crippling excuses. I don't have enough time. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the resources. Enough. These are nothing but flimsy lies we tell ourselves to justify our inaction, to give ourselves permission to play small. But I'm here today to issue you a wake-up call. It's time to break free from the chains of your own mind and embrace an obsession with success unlike anything you've ever known. You see, the harsh truth is that the only thing standing between you and the life you deserve is you. Your doubts, your fears, your excuses. These are mere phantoms, illusions with no basis in reality. Deep down, you know this to be true. You were born for greatness, created by an unparalleled force to achieve the extraordinary, but simply knowing this is not enough. It's time to become obsessed, consumed by an all-encompassing hunger for growth, for achievement, for leaving an indelible mark upon this world. An obsession so powerful that it burns away every last vestige of self-doubt and excuse-making like a raging wildfire. I'm not talking about a casual interest here. I'm talking about a ravenous, insatiable craving for success that keeps you up at night. That occupies your every waking thought. A hunger so fierce that you'll stop at nothing to feed it. Because when you're obsessed, excuses hold no power over you. Running out of time, you'll make time. Not smart enough, you'll become a lifelong student and endlessly sharpening your mind. Not enough resources, you'll find a way, even if you have to move mountains. An obsession with success transcends mere motivation. It's a profound alchemical force that transforms you from the inside out. With each win, each milestone achieved, you undergo an incredible metamorphosis, shredding the restrictive chrysalis of doubt and self-limitation to reveal the luminous creature you were always destined to become. Imagine waking up each morning burning with unquenchable desire, your very cells vibrating with ambition, every breath, every heartbeat propelling you forward on an inexorable path to greatness. This is the power of an obsession. It's what separates those who make their mark on this world from those who meekly accept whatever scraps life tosses their way. But be warned, cultivating this level of obsession will not be easy. It demands an unwavering commitment to peeling away every last layer of the limiting beliefs and fears that have held you captive for far too long. It means interrogating every self-sabotaging thought, every invalid excuse, and casting them mercilessly into the fires of your ambition. You'll be tried and tested. The path of the obsessed is fraught with obstacles, critics who laugh at your dreams, naysayers who insist you're delusional, temporary setbacks designed to probe the depths of your resolve. But you must remain undaunted, fueled by a conviction more powerful than their negativity. Because when you're obsessed, giving up is never an option. Each hurdle becomes an opportunity to summon forth reserves of perseverance you never knew you possessed. Every no is merely a detour on the road to inevitable victory. An obsession this profound doesn't crumble in the face of adversity. It only burns hotter, hungrier, more determined than ever. Those who dabble in half-hearted efforts, endlessly strategizing and theorizing, forever falling short of their potential, they know nothing of this fire. This is the hustle of the obsessed, fueled by vigorous action, propelled by sheer force of will, while others delay and rationalize and cower behind their litany of excuses. You charge forward with the relentless intensity of a supernova. And as you blaze this trail, something miraculous occurs. You become a beacon for all those still fumbling in the darkness of mediocrity. A shining example of what's possible when you fully unleash your obsession with success upon this world. Suddenly, others are drawn into your radiant orbit, inspired by the ferocity of your hustle to find their own obsession. It's because the obsessed life is wildly contagious, it cannot be contained, corked up, or suppressed. When you decide to go all in, holding nothing back from your ambition, the sheer authenticity of that commitment pours forth in waves of inspiration that catalyze those around you. but don't become an obsession by proxy. Merely mimicking or leeching off the intensity of others, that's a diluted, unsustainable imitation of true obsession, and it will elevate you only so far. No. You must each find the molten core of ambition burning within you and stoke those flames into an inferno. What is it that sets your very soul on fire? What dream? What vision? What make or break goal ignites your obsession? Identify it, whatever it may be. Whether it's to build a wildly successful business, break free from the chains of poverty, or launch a creative venture that changes lives. Whatever yours is, let it consume you utterly. From this point forward, you must think, breathe A, and obsess over this singular ambition every single day. Let it be the first thought that greets you when you wake, and the last consideration before your head hits the pillow. Drink it in, marinate in it, lose yourself in it. Only then can you annihilate the excuses and unlock the phenomenal potential pulsing within you. Imagine your life just 1 year from now. If you were to embrace this level of obsession, how much more could you accomplish? How many limits could you obliterate? How much bigger could you scale your thinking and ambitions? Now extrapolate that across 5 years, 10 years, lifetime utterly immersed in feeding your obsession. That is the grandeur of possibility awaiting you when you make this transition. When you trade your endless cycle of excuse-making for the thrilling, arduous, wildly fulfilling existence of the obsessed, it's nothing less than a total revolution. An upheaval of identity in which your old self is utterly shed, and you emerge anew as an unstoppable force. On this path, there can be no half measures or hedging of bets. You're all in or you're not. You're obsessed or you're just phoning it in. There is no purgatory of tongue-biting, procrastination, or playing things safe. That's a half-lived life. And you deserve far better than that. So make your choice. Take this day to incinerate every last excuse from your life. Shed those self-limiting beliefs that have restrained you for far too long. Let today be the dawn of your obsession, the first day of your relentless pursuit of greatness. Will there be stumbles and setbacks along the way? Of course. No one achieves their obsession without being repeatedly knocked down. But that's no excuse for inaction or surrender. Because for the obsessed, failure is never a reason to retreat. It's a cocoon to claw your way out of with even greater fervor. So go forth, obsess, and achieve the extraordinary. Fan the flames of ambition within you until they burn hotter and brighter than the sun itself. Let this obsession course through your veins, propelling you to ever greater heights of mastery and impact. And never, ever make another excuse. Because from this day forward, you are obsessed with success and absolutely nothing. Understand that this call to obsession may sound extreme, even intimidating. To truly divorce yourself from the crutch of excuses and dive wholeheartedly into an all-consuming pursuit of your dreams can feel like leaping off a cliff into the unknown. But I assure you, it's a leap you cannot afford not to take. Because at the end of the day, what's the alternative? To resign yourself to a life of mediocrity and regret, to sit idly by as days bleed into years and decades, stupefied by your own inertia as dreams wither and die upon the vine. No, I know that deep down, every single one of you recoils at the thought of such a wasted existence. You are powerful beyond measure, conceived in the furnace of creation as a radiant force of pure, unbounded potential. But if you remain shackled to the limited thinking that feeds excuse-making, you'll never come close to actualizing the immensity of your greatness. So obsession, on the other hand, is the great liberator. It's the mindset that breaks the rusty chains of self-doubt and learned helplessness, that alchemizes your seemingly insignificant struggles into an unstoppable flow of momentum towards your biggest ambitions. Because when you're obsessed, failure ceases to become a source of shame and pain. Rather, it's metabolized as fuel for your insatiable hunger, as stepping stone on the path to eventual victory. Imagine what you could achieve if you went all in with that level of tenacity, if you brought the same grit and daily fed obsession as a champion athlete or history-making entrepreneur. No more hitting snooze, no more I'll get to it later, no more numbing yourself during the precious hours available to grind towards your obsession. Just wake up and get to work, day after day, with a hunger no setback or roadblock could extinguish. That's the transformative power of an obsession. It ignites the fires of discipline within you. Suddenly, no goal is too audacious, no dream too lofty. An obsession makes mountains out of molehills and creates miracles by sheer force of relentlessness. Now, I understand if this level of intensity still sounds daunting. If the voice of doubt whispers that it's just too much to take on, that you'll surely burn out or lose yourself in the single-minded pursuit of one all-encompassing goal. But here's the beautiful paradox. The obsessed life is not one of frantic chasing or grinding yourself down to dust. Not at all. You see, when you go all in and become utterly consumed by your obsession, an incredible metamorphosis begins. What started as striving and white-knuckling eventually yields to a state of higher consciousness, a transcendental merger with your ambition itself. Your obsession ceases to feel like a tool you must constantly grip tightly and wield. Instead, it becomes one with your existence, your daily journey, your source of sustenance, the very energy that animates your life force. In this state, taking action towards your goals is an exercise in brute self-discipline. It's breathing, it's living, it's as natural and essential as your heartbeat. Obstacles that once derailed you no longer carry the same power. Critics who mock your dreams can do little to deter you on your mission. Like a river of knowing consciousness carving through unyielding stone, your path of obsession flows ever onward. And it's in this profound immersion that mastery finds you. Profound insights come to you as easily as breathing, revealing solutions and shortcuts you may have spent years failing to see. Synchronicities abound as your very existence aligns with the universe's grandest forces of creation and man. This is the great irony of the obsessed life. By surrendering totally to your singular ambition, you paradoxically open gateways to wisdom, clarity, and opportunity beyond your current ability to imagine. What once felt like a grueling forcing of will transforms into a sublime dance of conscious co-creation with your deepest callings. So don't hesitate out of fear of becoming lopsided or unbalanced on your path. An all-encompassing obsession isn't deprivation. It's the highest mindset of abundance. Creative, spiritual, intellectual, and material. From this place, you will become a force of nature whose impact transcends your singular dreams to leave an indelible mark upon this world and those around you. Mediocrity will no longer be an option when you operate at such a level. Now, you may still carry some lingering doubts, but what if I become obsessed with the wrong goal? What if I invest all of this intensity and it turns out to not be what I really want? I hear your concerns, but you shouldn't fear this. Because the obsessed mindset is a transformative cycle of creating and outgrowing, which will carry you ever onward to your highest callings. Your initial obsession acts as a gateway drug to higher consciousness, not a rigid prison sentence. There will likely come a point when you outgrow that original aim and feel a nascent drive. A new flame of obsession beginning to spark within. Rather than force yourself in the previous direction, you'll instinctively know it's time to let that singular focus expand into something more worthy of your actualized self. This is the journey of the obsessed, a continual transcendence into new realms of possibility. The next thing that enkindled your obsession grows stale or too small for you, so you shed it like a snake's skin and your unquenchable ambition latches onto a grander vision. All the while, cultivating mastery and success beyond your wildest conceivable limits. So you see, becoming obsessed is not some rigid one-note life sentence. It's giving yourself over to an upward spiral of infinite growth, creation, and transformation. It's making the conscious choice to opt out of fear, doubt, and excuse-making forevermore. Throwing off the gravitational shackles that restrain so many human beings in lives of regretful servitude. By choosing obsession, you're declaring your sovereignty as an infinitely powerful being. You're staking your claim as a conscious co-creator upon this universe rather than a passive bystander. And you're bestowing upon yourself a priceless gift. The ability to die someday with a heart thunderously silent, with no haunting answered callings. So if this message stokes those inner fires within you, then let this be the day you take that terrifying leap into your obsession. Map out that burning ambition that's been pulsing within you, breathe life into it, and decide here and now to become ultimately consumed by its potential. I can't promise it will be an easy path. In fact, I can guarantee there will be times when your conviction will be whittled to near depletion by setbacks, criticism and self-doubt. But if you can stay the obsessive course through these temporary storms, something incredible awaits you on the other side. A version of yourself operating at such a level of creative brilliance and inspired consistency of action that you'll scarcely recognize who you've become, because that's the secret, hidden truth about this path of obsession. It doesn't just deliver you to the material successes and outer trappings of achievement, as life-changing and glorious as those rewards can be. The real gift, the ultimate prize of an obsessed existence, is that you yourself are continually remade anew, ever expanding, ever up-leveling, relentlessly sloughing off the fragments of identity that exhaust their usefulness so that you can birth yourself again and again into a more heroic, masterful expression of what you're truly capable of achieving. So if this calling has set your soul on fire, hear me clearly now. There's never been a better time in human history to pursue your grandest obsessions. This remarkably accelerated age of information has melted away countless barriers to accomplishment that held back generations before us. Knowledge, connections, resources, they're all at your fingertips at an unprecedented scale. And combined with your own searing obsession, this moment is ripe for you to create and manifest more growth, more beauty, more abundance than humanity has ever witnessed. The only missing ingredient is your willingness. Your submission to the sacred pact of the obsessed, your unwavering commitment to starve your fears and excuses, and feed that ravenous hunger for greatness each and every day until you stand amongst the giants who are changing our world. Will it be easy? Absolutely not. Worth it, more than you can possibly imagine. Let this be the day you boldly declare. No more excuses. From this moment forward, I become obsessed with success unlike anything I've ever known, and nothing will ever stand in my way again. Take this vow and fiercely protect its sanctity every day for the rest of your life. Not just for you, but for the future generations who will inherit the world we create. We owe them that unwavering obsession towards abundance and improvement. The age of greatness is before us. The choice to claim your mastery, your obsession, your indelible legacy, that choice is yours alone. Refuse to let even one more day be tarnished by the siren song of excuse. Answer the call of your most heroic obsession now and enshrine your commitment daily through devoted, urgent action. Because whether creating a wildly prosperous enterprise, profoundly impacting the course of our collective evolution, achieving mastery of your craft, or sculpting from the fires of your ambition a life of deep meaning and fulfillment, one thing is certain: the obsessed always make their mark. And from this day forward, that unstoppable force belongs to you. I feel I must dive deeper into this paradigm of the obsessed life, as it's a planes of existence few people ever get to experience. When you truly immerse yourself in an obsession at the level I'm describing, it unlocks portals of creative flow and synchronicity that can feel downright mystical. You start to sense that you're no longer simply a physical being plodding through the motions of reality. Rather, you become inextricably intertwined with the primordial energies and thought streams that quite literally shape our universe into existence. Your obsession acts like a tuning fork, aligning every fiber of your being with the frequencies of your ambition's fulfillment. Now, I don't share this simply to wax poetic. Understanding this metaphysical side of obsession is critically important. Because if you seek to attain the lofty heights of mastery and accomplishment we've been discussing, you cannot rely on pure brute force alone. Sheer workaholic hustle eventually leads to burnout, disillusionment, and failure to sustain the marathon of the obsessed path. You must awaken to the subtler forces that govern the reality you traverse. You must become acutely aware that your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions act like guided missiles, shaping and culling probabilities from the quantum fabric of the universe. When lassoed and magnetized by the intensity of your obsession, this mind-over-matter mastery becomes readily available to you. Imagine for a moment fully immersing your mind in the feeling tones of having already achieved your burning obsession. Not just visualizing it in some antiseptic way, but cognitively activating the same neural networks and electrochemical symmetry as if it were your current reality. Your brain's operating system can't distinguish the difference. It simply behaves as if this perspective experience is fact. When you marry that skill with an obsessive, unwavering zeal, it's as if you've hacked into the universe's mainframe. You start flexing newfound cosmic musculature where your thoughts and convictions alone hold creative authority to bend your wildest ambitions into form. Synchronistic events, chance encounters, seemingly lucky breaks. All these miraculous happenings rapidly accelerate as you broadcast your obsession's frequency more potently into the quantum field. You activate the universe's natural compulsion to reorganize itself around the intentions you most intensely obsess over. I'm not speaking hyperbolically here. This is quite literally the next frontiers of human potential and psychophenomenology, An obsession empowers you to be the reality you've designed in your mind's eye. Not just hope or intend for it. Flat out zen it into existence through the channeling of your unquenchable ambition. An accomplishment unlike anything our species has witnessed at scale thus far. Now, a word of advice. As you embark on this path, rigorously protect the sanctity of your obsession. Be merciless in eliminating any toxic influences, relationships, distractions, or compromising circumstances that corrupt its purified frequency. Guard your obsession like the precious commodity it is. Feed it the elevated thoughts, emotions, and environmental coherence it needs to thrive. Because the path of the obsessed is a precision instrument, and the power it wields is not something to be handled lightly or irresponsibly. We're talking about harnessing the primordial forces of creation itself. Such capability demands the utmost accountability. Should you persevere, you'll eventually experience a sublime transcendence I can only approximate with language. It's as if the old fear-patterned constructs of former selfhood progressively shed away. Your perception shifts from the vantage of that compressed, limited individual into an unbounded stream of creativity, wisdom, and pure potentiality. Everything you once obsessed over feels almost quaint compared to the new vistas now available to you. Your former addictions and distractions lose their luster as your taste buds continually upgrade to more reverie planes of enchantment. At this level, you quite literally become desire itself, an outrageously open instrument for the universe to experience, express, and endlessly create itself anew. Now, I understand if much of what I'm conveying here still feels esoteric or confusing. We are venturing into rarefied realms of consciousness few individuals throughout history have tasted, let alone mastered. So I understand any skepticism or disbelief. My sole request is that you don't dismiss these possibilities outright. Because I assure you, whether evidenced by pioneering quantum research or the legendary accomplishments of history's most obsessive creators, these insights are very much grounded in reality. With the obsessive dedication, you too can access these heightened domains of creative mastery. Because that's ultimately what this obsession presents you. Chance to author your reality in profound, soul-shaking ways. To raise your human operating system to such rarefied altitudes that your present vantage point is rendered unrecognizable. Struggle, scarcity, mediocrity. These constructs completely fall away when your obsession becomes one with the ineffable flow of creative perpetuality itself. May you consider these funny ideas and just reiterate that the path of madness may be the most difficult horizon you ever choose to scale. It will curb your ego more times than you care to count. This arrogance is served with a melted slice of humility pie. But for those who endure, who lean headfirst into the gales of doubt and fatigue with the intensity of an obsession, well, you eventually emerge eternally reborn. You become, in a word, supernatural in a human being, not just manifesting the wildest dreams, but consistently rewriting the coding of contextual reality itself. This peerless self-mastery is available to anyone willing to pay the obsessive's toll, to sweat more than others thought sane, to shed more limits in mind and spirit than you once thought possible, and to ultimately leverage your ravenous ambition into an instrument of world-crafting wizard-like potency. It takes obsession at a level that exhausts most people before they've even started. But those who make it through the initiation, you stake your claim forever as a Mason who helped construct humanity's rapidly evolving destiny. And for the rare few who tread that luminous path, I can assure you, the brilliance never stops coming. So consider yourselves face to face with this choice. Awaken the slumbering obsession that burns within you, or remain shackled indefinitely in the spiritual bondage of limited selves and consistent underachievement. The decision is yours, but let it be an obsessive one, made with the intensity and unwavering dedication that parts the veils between our current reality and the boundless playgrounds awaiting you. Mediocrity need not be the human being's trodden status quo. Not when a life of obsessive creation, abundance, and continually self-up-leveling is simply a decision away. Choose obsession and prepare yourself to become a miracle worker, building our wildest dreams into everyday existence. We stand at the precipice of an extraordinary revolution, a time when human beings can finally shed the self-imposed chains of fear, doubt, and limited thinking that have held us collectively hostage for far too long. Will you be a befuddled spectator to this awakening, or one of the brave luminaries ushering it forth? That choice lies with you and you alone. If you've allowed even a portion of the fire I've summoned here today to take root within you, then I impart this parting call. See, become obsessed with your wildest dreams and loftiest ambitions. Not a day from this moment must pass where you fail to feed and nurture that obsession. Let it consume your every thought, metabolize all your vigor, and serve as the gravitational force hurling you towards the cosmic heights of mastery you are destined to reach. Cast your petty excuses into the fires of your obsession to be burned and forever extinguished. This is the day you proclaim your freedom from mediocrity, spiritual malnutrition, and chronic underachievement. Now is your time to experience a metaphysical transformation of self so profound, your former identity will feel like a tarnished window you've finally permitted to shatter. No more will you be deprived of life's grandest spoils or kept from realizing your true potency as a co-creator of reality itself. Because from this day forward, you choose the obsessed's path of continual self-evolution into unbounded creativity, wisdom, and capacity for impacting our world on tectonic scales. The path will be arduous, no question about it. You will know fatigue, frustration, and moments when your obsession's fire appears to flicker and fade. In those valleys, you must awaken the deepest recesses of fortitude within you. Let those trials serve as the tempering that forges your will into something unbreakable, irresistible, an obsession that consumes and transmutes all obstacles into fuel for attaining your final initiated form. That indefatigable perseverance, that ferocity of consistency and hunger, unleash it upon this world immediately and refuse to ever let it wane, because that obsession is precisely what will enable you to tap into the boundless mysteries and miracle-working powers of quantum creation that I've revealed here today. When you gaze into the looking glass from this point forward, let it be with the unflinching self-respect of one committed to mastering these esoteric arts of conscious reality crafting. Life's magic kingdoms of abundance and perpetual reinvention await those who answeringly become obsessed with achieving their uncompromised greatness. So remain shackled in spiritual stasis and chronic underachievement, or choose instead to awaken the obsession slumbering within you, to finally unlock the staggering potential you've carried since birth but have yet to realize. For those with the eyes to see and the spirit to receive this searing call, welcome to the rites of the obsessive path. From this point forward, consider yourself endowed with the sacred duty to harness your deepest ambitions and obsessively manifest them into being. No more delays, no more foot dragging, no more making excuses for playing life's sidelines. You are coded for greatness, created to experience mystic's rapture and continually rebirth yourself into more heroic versions of what's possible. Obsessed life. It lies within you at this very moment, burning with determined possibility, yearning to be engaged and brought into full-fledged expression. All you must do is make that intensely devoted choice to feed the fires of your obsession every single day through the urgency of your hustle and the unbridled audacity of your intentions. So go forth at once and begin weaving the obsessive masterpiece. That is your divine birthright to create. Dare to dream at AR-rope scales that make others dizzy. Obliterate personal bests with manic consistency to become a lighthouse of inspiration that stirs dormant obsession in all who witness your relentless, because from this day forward, you are obsessed. Unapologetically, ferociously, ecstatically obsessed with nothing less than achieving your most supreme and magnificent successes. The world awaits the fruits of your obsession and the legendary impact only you can unleash when you choose this path. So embrace that sacred fire within you and take the first disciplined strides into your most supremely obsessed existence. Now and forevermore,